What's the name of that podcast?
What's the name of that podcast?
What's the name of that podcast?
Yeah.
What's the name of that podcast?
The name of the podcast is What's the Name of That Podcast?
Man, what's good to be here? Daylight Morning Star, man. Welcome.
What's good, brother?
Yo, what's good? Finally launched. Like,
Yeah,
yo,
man.
you know how, this has been a journey, you know what I'm saying? And we here, we live, you know what I'm saying? On
This
YouTube.
this is a journey. It's been a long journey getting here, but we're gonna stay here. You know what I mean?
Oh, yo, hold on. And I can't let you get away with this because I remember like back, I think it was like a month or so, you spoke and we was talking about the Knicks and you was talking about Wemby. You was talking about Wemby. And you was real high on Wemby, son. What do you think about Wemby right now?
I got the Wemby jersey.
You still got the Wemby jersey?
I don't think too much of Wemby. Listen, what happened is
I'm listening.
you got to understand that's a young team, and the Knicks is a bunch of
It was like, oh, hold it.
the Knicks is a bunch of players that was cast off. They have a bunch of players on the team, veterans, guys that was cast off in their career. You understand me? And left for dead. And they found a home in New York and shit. So, I think veteran beat the youth in this series. It was just veteran outplaying the youth. You understand me? They young. Um, the Wemby kid, Wemby got a lot of upside to him, but he got to get back in the gym. He got to work on he need to have a go-to move. He need to work on his post game. He needs to stop trying to play like a point guard, and that means he'll be good in the future if he does those things.
I think like first of all, to the casual fan, right? You know, that barely watches basketball but catches the highlights, right? You look at Wemby and you say that, yo, he is this era's player, you know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking it's just another kid not using the most dominant part of his God-given potential, you know, which is his height in his particular case.
Get
You
in the
know,
camera, get in the camera, brother.
oh, I'm here. I was hiding my smile.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I think that's the biggest thing with Wimby. Um, the things that make Wimby special can also be the things that make him not become dominant. You understand? Because his most dominating trait is his height, and I don't think no one can stop him down there other than himself. You know what I'm saying? And
I,
so,
I
um,
think my bad for cutting you off. I think he need to grow into his man body. He still ain't grown to his man body yet. He's like Kevin, like he don't have to get bigger. I think if he gets bigger and he try to bulk up, he's gonna end up injuring himself. He's end up gonna be an injury prone player. He just needs to grow into his man body. It's like Kevin Durant when he first came into the league. He was a skinny kid, but as he got older, he grew into his man body. Durant never really put on no mass, no muscle, or nothing. He just grew into
I
himself and
think
shit.
physically, bro, he's already a man amongst boys, bro. Like physically, he's already what he is. And I understand what you mean, man body. But I'm saying when you really play the center position, I think he'll get the most of it. You know what I'm saying? Where he is old school. Like I'll get on the block. I'll force the defense to collapse on me because you can't stop me down here. You're gonna have to foul me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying knowing that, I think the series would have been different.
Shout
With
out to the Knicks though. It's been a long time coming. I can't even be mad at the Knicks winning the championship. You know, I've been like the number one. I'm not only a client, I'm the president of the Knicks Hater Club, but it is what it is. You know what I mean?
yo, this right here is for my moms, man. My mom's passed it like um May of last year. She was a Knicks fan.
Condolences.
Telling you, man, like yo, I mean, like yo, I gave up many years, but my mama love, bro. Mama love is always there for the Knicks, man. Every player, every scrub, every overpaid player. You know what I'm saying? Every mistake, every trigger, every mellow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Shout out to Chevy Nothing in the chat. You know what I mean?
Nah, I
Yeah,
mean that
man.
shot, man. Shout out to Mello, man. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
man,
Shout
but
out
yeah,
to him.
yeah, man. You can't be mad, but you just gotta respect it. Know what I mean, the Knicks won. They deserved it. Know what I mean, Jalen Brunson proved everybody wrong. I've been riding with Brunson since he was in Dallas, so I ain't mad at that. That's my boy. I always thought he was going to ruin his career in the Knicks and shit, because Knicks is always known to ruin niggas' careers and shit.
Yo, Mike
But
Brown.
he changed that. Fuck Mike Brown. Before Mike Brown came, Brunson was big body Brunson. He was making his mark. Like Patrick Ewing have to take a backseat to Brunson. To me, Brunson is the face of New York after Clyde Frazier.
Yo, you see that championship and that journey, the win, the whole package, that solidifies it. The win, the journey, the whole package, that was and that is still Brunson. You know what I'm saying? Because there's still more to come. You
Okay,
know what I'm
I'll ask you a
saying?
question. Do you think the Knicks should because I think this championship might hold Melo back from getting his number retired.
Why it's controversial?
Because
Why?
let me
Why
show
would
you.
you
Let me
say
show you this. If Knicks wasn't winning nothing, to retire Melo number within the next 3 years would have been a big thing, right? But I don't think they're celebrating Melo as a Knick the way they was last week. I mean, 2 weeks ago, the way they are now, because now they actually have their prodigal son, somebody that came and got it done. Melo don't really get nothing done, but just score 60 something points in a guard. And I don't think he won two. I don't even think Melo won 3 playoff series in this whole tenure as a Knick.
that? Yo, bro, I think that on the flip side, it matters more now because the Nick franchise, which is already an illustrious plan for transfer, it brings that cachet there, the cachet back to the Garden. The reasons now to impose the prices on you because now this is a brand name that has been proven now with this championship. This whole year, that first. Let me just
Nah,
finish.
Melissa, what's the
Hold on,
flash?
let me just finish, bro. Let me just finish.
No, go ahead, talk. I'm
The,
talking to the chat, brother. Go ahead, talk what you talk.
yo, the whole ring ceremony, that first ticket, that's going to be amazing for the Garden. Now, when we thinking about the marketing, bro, Melo getting his jersey retired is big. Why? Because the Knicks brand is big again. So it has a different kind of meaning. It's now ceremonial. You know what I'm saying?
Just because you think it has a different type of meaning, do you think he's supposed to get? Do you think Melo deserves to get his number retired as a Knick? That's what I'm saying. Is Carmelo Anthony an all-time great New York Knick? Let me hear this.
Yeah,
That's some
yeah,
crazy shit, y'all niggas should just accept.
yeah.
Y'all just accept
If
anything. Y'all
hold
just
on, hold
accept
on. If
mediocrity.
we give no. If we give John Starks legendary status in the Garden, if we look at Charles Oakley
John
as the
Starks went
Mount
to the
Rushmore,
finals.
you know what I'm saying?
John Starks went to the finals.
Yo, homie, Melo was in the playoffs, man. It was a
John Starks
different type
had
of game.
John Starks was a centerpiece in the Knicks while guarding Jordan.
Yo, bro, ticket wise,
So that's why John Starks is remembered. It's not because of his game.
John Starks
He's
is
remembered for his
remembered
heart.
because being a Knick at the time when the Knick was thirsty for a superstar, he was the closest thing. We New York is notorious for giving the Jeremy Lin effect
What you
before
talking?
Jeremy Lin.
When you
You know
hold
what
on,
I'm
say
saying?
that. No, 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 no. I
Come
gotta
on,
cut
bro.
you off because you just said some
Let's be
bullshit.
honest,
So
bro.
you said
You
when they
getting
was
Larry Johnson money, son.
so you said so
Come
let me
on,
let me
man.
hear you right. Let me hear you right. You said when Patrick Ewing paid for the Knicks, New York was starving for a superstar, so they looked to John Starks when they had a superstar in Patrick Ewing. That's what you trying to tell me?
Homie, homie, you see John Starks. John Starks was made a superstar because the Knicks was thirsty for that Jordan-like cachet and aura. And the closest thing that we had to it in a shooting guard or in a guard was John
I
Starks.
think you're
You
using the
understand?
word I think you're using the word superstar too loose, bro.
And I'm just saying, John
It
Starks
was a
lived
star
in
in
New
his
York,
role. He was no
lived in New
superstar.
York as a
He was no
superstar.
he was not no superstar.
I'm
John
just
Starks was
saying,
a
bro.
star in his role. John Stark, no, let's
John
stop this.
Starks was a
Now
superstar in New York, bro.
we gonna stop this bullshit, bro. You
Just
know
like
what
Larry Johnson was a
you know
superstar in New York.
do you know what a superstar is, bro?
Bro, it's whatever I think it is.
Now that's some
Because
bullshit.
or whatever the feeling is at the time. You got to remember at the time, son. Like this whole superstar narrative and definition has changed over the
No,
years. You know
no.
what I'm saying?
If we going by
You know why?
the textbook definition of superstar, John
Chris
Starks
Mullin
don't
was
meet
a
the
superstar
criteria of a
in his era.
superstar, bro.
Chris
If
Mullin
we
was a
go, no,
superstar in his era.
hold up. Let's not talk over each other. If we going
Oh,
over the textbook definition of a superstar, John Starks never scratched the surface of any of that.
boy, he did in New York.
Was he an all-star?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I
How
think
many
he's. I
times
think
John
so.
Starks
Yeah.
made the all-star, man? Where my shit at, man?
I think at least one time. I think at least one time.
We gonna see right now, man. I gotta check
Yeah,
this,
come
man.
on, man.
Cause
We live in the era of facts, man. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? We live in the era of facts, man. I ain't gonna live off feelings. I got an old memory, but I could, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah. One, two. I think he was I think he got an all-star.
he got one selection.
He got an all-star.
So
He got it.
he's not a superstar, bro.
So,
What did John
yeah,
Stark sell? You know what a superstar is? Superstar is somebody that fills up arenas.
he sold
Superstar
the ball
somebody that could
equipment.
sell. No, hold up. Let me speak. Superstar somebody that fills up arenas. Superstar somebody could sell fucking diapers, sell fucking toilet tissue, sell you fucking dish detergent. John Starks wasn't doing none of those.
No, that's now. What were you talking about?
That's what a superstar is.
So we talk about the feeling of the people and the love that he gets inside of the arena. And what I'm saying right now, these things have changed. This is 2026 versus what we saw. Will we see another Journey Ling effect? We may see it in the garden because the garden makes stars. You know what
That's
I'm
not a
saying?
superstar. Listen,
Yeah.
it says John Starks was not a superstar, but he was a highly respected fan favorite NBA player whose gritty play and underdog journey made him an icon in New York. So if we say he's an icon in New York, I give him that. But we're not going with superstar. John Starks never even had a
Well,
commercial.
before we use the word
We
icon, we
never
be like,
seen
yo,
we never
he's more
seen
than
a
a
John
star.
Starks
He's a
commercial, bro.
superstar. Of course, John Starks had a commercials, man.
Penny Hardaway was a superstar. Grant Hill was a superstar. So you put in John Starks in the same convo with those guys?
Of course, because he played in New York, and New York
Man, you full of shit, bro.
elevated his post
Full of shit,
as it
bro.
always does. As it always does, bro. New York elevated Jeremy Lin's post, just like that's why it before Wild Wild West, bro. New York was been the shit capital of the world after Patrick Ewing, where we paid old washed up players to come here to pimp us. You know what I'm saying? Word,
He was
man.
never a
But yo,
superstar,
salute
though.
to
He was
New
never a
York.
superstar, man. We're not gonna do that. Salute to New York, though.
Man,
I mean, I'm happy
he's
for New York.
in the eyes of the people, man.
I'm happy for New York. I'm happy for New York.
Yeah.
Shout out to New York. I'm happy for New York. I ain't got no hate in my blood. Let's talk some hip hop music, man. What's going on in the world of hip hop, man? What you listening to?
Yo, son. For the last month, I've been listening to the Drake project. I definitely like this. I like the project. It
Iceman,
grew on me.
Iceman. Iceman, man. So what you feel about the Iceman? I think personally, I think it's a top three Drake project all time. I think he finally gave us his rap album.
Um, I, for anybody that thought that Drake lost the battle, right? I want you to listen to Iceman, right? I want you to listen to Iceman and really contemplate if you was just caught in the moment. You know what I'm saying?
I think people just wanted to see him lose.
You know,
When you're on
I,
top so long, after a while, people need to see that fall. They need to see you fall at least. Like you can't just be running for 100 blocks so you didn't trip and stumble over a rock or the curb or something. Like this nigga just been running for 10 years straight. Run Forrest, run. We got to get this nigga to fall at least once.
I think you sum it up. But I think that there was a girl that I used to manage, and she summed it up the best for me. She was like, "Yo, you always winning. You're too perfect." I was like, "Too perfect." I'm like, I'm not perfect. I got flaws. But because you don't see it, you think I'm perfect. You put me on a pedestal. So I'm bigger than you because you put me up there. And you mad because you put me up there. You know what I'm saying? Mm. So I'm just saying, man, like I think that I'm gonna get poetic on you. I think Drake is the Jesus of this era. When
That's
I think
crazy. So
about
that's a big statement because the people going to take that and run with it and say that's blasphemous.
it,
But you know what I
yeah,
mean? It is what it is. Let's get to the so I think a lot of people wanted to see Drake lose. They wanted to see him on his
yeah,
face. And before he even got into the battle, I think he lost the battle already. Before he even said one word, he lost the battle before he even started the battle. Everybody, I think if Drake won that battle in the eyes of the hip hop so-called purists, it would have. It's like a Jay Z and Nas thing again. At the time, you see how crazy how time tells, right? So now time will look at you, tell you like Jay Z is hip hop, crazy hip hop. I remember when Biggie was making them hits for the radios, niggas was hating until he died. And then all those hits he had for the radios became crazy hip hop classics, right? Same thing with Jay. He was making those songs that people, the purists, didn't agree with. So they couldn't have Jay-Z beat Nas. Because in the hip hop purist mind, that's hip hop is dead right there. With Nas, and I mean, hate to no pun intended, but with Nas dropped the album called Hip Hop is Dead, I think that was gonna be the death of hip hop if they would allow somebody like Jay-Z to win,
mm,
or they allow somebody like Drake to win. I think Kendrick, because Kendrick is my guy, so I don't want nobody to ever think just because I think Drake is a better rapper, better artist. You know what I mean? Well, I'll say he's a better rapper to me. Right? I prefer Drake rhymes over Kendrick on a daily, but that's not taken away from Kendrick's talent and his I mean, so his magnificent, like the kid is magnificent,
mm,
magnificent. You know what I mean? When it comes to, you know what I mean, curating great bodies of work, right? But I think what it is, you couldn't have Drake beat that because to the hip hop purists, they feel like that's the last thing. Him and J. Cole, they think that's the last two the guys that they have that still clings on to that golden era of hip hop. Which I think that Drake and J. Cole is more hip hop than Kendrick because they do it they go against the grain. Hip hop has always been about going against the grain. I think Kendrick follows the grain. He's a dog, but he just know how to do it. He manipulates people. So he's not in your face like that. He's not on social media. So when he pop out, he pop out. But he rubs hands. I mean, he shakes a lot of hands and kisses babies. Drake and J. Cole don't do it. I think if you ask me out of all three, I think J. Cole did it the real backpack purist hip hop way of being successful, not playing into the industry. You don't see him at these events. You don't see him around a bunch of celebrities. He's not trying to be
he did that early. He did that very early,
very
and
early and
I
find
applaud
himself.
that. I applaud that. When I say did that early, meaning that in the artist's transition, there's a deep, or you can like count where he found his true self. He found that early. You know what I'm saying? And I give him that where he took ownership of his art, his outside appearance, and everything else. And you know that he's owning it. You know what I'm saying? And so I think the realist of that. Going back to the Drake dilemma, I call it a dilemma because I'm like, yo, coming from the standpoint of a dude that helped people. And I'm like, yo, how this help turn to hate? You know what I'm saying? And then it questions, should I give you more? Should I give you help? Should I give you buzz? You know what I'm saying? Should I give you life, or were you mad from the beginning when I gave you life? You know what I'm saying? And people want to tend to talk about the surface level things of that. Imagine what that man is dealing with, bro. Where these are niggas that you help. How many other niggas you help feel that same way?
And you
You know what I'm
seen them
saying?
turn, and you seen them turn on you.
Yo, homie, that was that battle right there showed me, yo, everybody, all the boogeymen came out of the woodworks, like, yo, here I go. I
It
hate him
showed
too.
it showed you that rap is fickle.
Yeah.
It showed you that rappers are fake. They'll be your friends as long as they could gain something off of you. You understand me? But I always think rappers like Jay-Z been say this, and I hate to quote Jay-Z, but he said rappers like WWE. You understand me? I think a lot of these dudes is acting like when you seen like Rick Ross jump out the window and go at Drake during the Kendrick battle, it make you question why you didn't do that when he was going at Meek Mill, which was your artist. You understand me? So you still needed something from him. So you used him. But the minute that he told you I can't do nothing for you no more, is fuck you. So that's why
I
he
got a
jumped
question
into
for
that
you.
shit.
Where was the purist when Drake battled me?
They was around. They was hoping Meek came out on top, and it didn't happen. So by Drake coming out on top, it propelled Drake to a different level. You understand me? Now we got he became he's the pop star and the rap star. They couldn't have that. It's like, damn, why? You understand me? They counted on Meek and he didn't get the job done. So they tried to get Pusha T. You understand me? Pusha T did a little damage, but like nobody really out rapped the kid.
Nah.
They out gossiped him. He got out
Look,
gossiped.
this one question, because you would know Jack Harlow. He had an album. I think he had a Jake feature on it.
Yeah, that was his
Bring
third
it
out. That was his second album, I think. Churchill Downs.
to anybody ever doubt this boy's pen? I want you to listen to that verse. I want y'all to listen to that verse.
Even if you doubt his pen, go listen to Diplomatic Immunity. You could go listen to songs like You, Me, Him, and the Six. Like the guy different. That guy is different. I think like his his rhymes resonates with me more than Kendrick rhymes, but I will never take away from Kendrick because Kendrick is very strategic. He's smart. He's one of those once in a lifetime generational talent. We're not gonna do that. Like he's very generate like he's like rare air. You understand me? I won't he's rare fucking air.
Yo,
You understand me?
bro. I listened to this dude's first album in a cell with little earphones, like, homie. I took in that was like a 9-course meal.
Like
Took
who,
me
who you
on a
talk
journey.
about? You talk about Kendrick's first album.
Hell yeah.
Kendrick first album gave me closure. When I say closure, right? Like, so you seen Menace to Society, you seen Boys in
Mhm.
the Hood, and you see how those movies end. It always ended with like a cliffhanger. Like we still was wondering if Kane was alive or dead. But you heard the beep at the ending, so you had to put in your imagination Kane died. The same way with Ice Cube when he just walked off and then you just seen him disappear, then they had to take you on the bottom, Doughboy died. You understand me? I think that's what Good Kid Mad City did. It closed the books for those stories right there. Like it
Mm.
gave you those same stories growing up in Compton, but it was the end of that. You got closure. You got closure from that album. And that's what I got when I first heard it. I remember I think Hurricane Sandy was going on or some shit,
Mhm.
and I had to go in the storm. It's like remember no bus, nothing running, no cars, nothing on the road. So I had to motherfucking go from my house all the way to Best Buy and Gateway and shit to buy that shit, and it was worth it. You understand me? Like it had me locked down in the crib. I couldn't go outside. No electricity in the neighborhood. But somehow, some way, somehow, my block had electricity. So I'm burning that album out. And it's like I remember the Meek Mill album came out the week after, and RP to my boy Remy and shit. I seen the nigga and shit. He like, where you going? I'm like, I'm about to go buy that Meek album. Remember, everything's still down still. And he like, yeah, I'm gonna go. He was in the laundry, doing laundry and shit. So he's like, yo, I'm about to go with you, my nigga. I can't take my car right now, but I'm walking with you. All right. We walked, and so the whole time we walking there, I'm telling him like, yo, I know you might be hype off that Meek album, but it's this kid named Kendrick. He just dropped the album 2 weeks ago, bro.
Okay,
And I'm
man.
telling you, you need to listen to that album. So we went and bought the album. He ended up buying the Meek album. I bought the Meek album. We walking back. I told him come to my crib. I'm like, yo, listen. I'm gonna let you hold this fucking Kendrick album because I want to sit down with this Meek album for the whole day. But when you listen to this Kendrick album, come back and tell me what you feel about it. And the nigga came back to my crib the next day like, yo, bro, I'm mad I bought this Meek album. I should have spent my money on that album. You
Yo,
understand me?
God. Good Kid, Mad City.
Classic,
No lie.
beautiful album.
Yo,
I
whole
think
album. That shit was art. First of all, it was the first album in a long time that felt like an album. You
facts.
know what I'm saying? Like when I say felt like an album, meaning you're telling me a story. You know what I'm saying? You're taking me on a journey.
He didn't
You know
rely
what I'm
on
saying?
radio hits. He relied on a full body of work.
It was it was amazing, bro. It took
And
me
then songs from that album that he never intended to be radio hits became radio hits.
amazing, bro.
So yeah.
Amazing.
So I will
So
never want nobody to think I ain't no Kendrick hater. Kendrick is my guy, day one. I love that kid, but I think they over exaggerate. Even with the GNX album, I think is one of his. And I mean, hindsight is one of his weakest albums. It's like very dumbed down. Is Kendrick? I don't care to listen to. I don't care to listen to. His first four albums was so much. It gave you so much that I don't care to hear a dumbed down version of Kendrick, right? Because I heard the superstar version of Kendrick on Damn, where he was making radio hit records. You understand me? But it was serious radio hit records. I think GNX is just too dumbed down for me. When he's just saying a bunch of bullshit, bing, bap, boom, bum, 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 bang,
I
pick
think
up
it's
the
made for his coast.
uh
I think it's made more for his coast.
yeah, it was a cultural album. I think for when I'm not saying cultural, I mean what's that word? And I mean but regional. It's a regional album. You know what I mean? So respect to him for that album, but to me as a fan, I don't think. And you know what? I could go on record saying Gen X is a fucking classic. I just don't like it. Something could be a classic doesn't mean I have to like it. You understand me? It could be a
Yeah.
classic doesn't mean it's for me. But I could recognize and acknowledge why it's a classic. I could tell you all the reasons why it's a classic, the cultural moment, the impact. The I remember I got well, you know Oz. Oz don't even listen to rap music. He listen to soca. So when you got a
Yeah.
soca guy, like yo, throw that TV off on, throw that Kendrick on. I'm like, oh shit. So it did with that was the first Kendrick album where I was able to play a Kendrick album around people and nobody get bored. Every other
Because
album, you have to really sit down and listen to it with like-minded people. You understand me? Like if I'm listening to Good Kid, Mad City, to Pimp a Butterfly, Damn, Mr. Morale, and the Big Steppers, I gotta listen to that with a certain type of crowd. It's not something I could just go out. I'm chilling with a bunch of people, bitches around, and I'm just throwing on that album. GNX was that. So that's why I could I could separate my feelings from what the actual what the impact of that album is. You understand me? That album's a fucking
yeah,
classic, so we ain't gonna do that. But to me, that's not the Kendrick because even if I don't probably think you never probably even care to listen to Mr. Morale, right? But Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is one of those albums that's gonna be in 15 years or 20 years from now. Is gonna be an album that's gonna be in college courses. It's gonna be studied.
mm,
You understand me? This is black. It's like black men dealing with therapy. This is a therapy album. Like he gave you a therapy. Like rappers. So when you take chances like that, I love shit like that. Like damn, you dared to go against the crowd and gave us an album about therapy. You understand me? Just like To Pimp a Butterfly, I think that album went over a lot of people's heads. To Pimp a Butterfly was him making it, dropping Good Kid, Mad City, and then he's making it in the world. He's on tour and shit. His man called him. Like, yo, I need you to look out for my little brother. His man locked up and shit. But I think his man little brother ended up dying on his watch. And he's like, yo, I'm over here preaching to the world motherfucking all this righteous shit, telling the world, you know what I mean, what to do and what not to do. And then my little baby sister is over here like 16, 17 years old having a baby. You understand me? So it's like I'm giving a message to the world, but my message is not connecting to the people that I needed to connect to, the people that's around me.
You know, it's funny. It's always like that. Like, you ever met the pastor's daughter? You ever met the police officer's son? It's the same thing. Where the message that you have, it's not going to connect to your household, but the broader world, the broader community. If you think about it, Malcolm X's household wasn't put together, bro. You know what I'm saying? They got secret books and all kind of shit coming out, but his public life looked amazing. You know what I'm saying? All people look at Martin Luther King. It's the
I
same
was just
thing.
about to say that name too. I was just about to say his name. That's crazy, but you're right. Now I mean, like public perception's a motherfucker.
All that is public
Public
image,
percep
man.
What I really meant to say is public perception versus reality is a motherfucker.
Good cleanup. Good cleanup.
You know
But
what I
but
mean?
but then what if your reality lives around public perception?
A lot of people, I think that's the people that gets wrapped up into the public perception and not reality. So they living in a simulation world and shit. They living simulated. Um, like a lot of like I always told people this, right? 'Cause we all, me, you, we was once artists, right? And I
Yeah.
said, being a rapper is like one of the hardest. Being a musician, period, is one of the hardest things in the history for a human being. So let me break it down real quick. Um, you're dealing with two different peoples. You're dealing with the regular you, the person who your mom's named you, your
Hmm.
government name, and then you dealing with this made up character. So now you have to live the life of two people at once.
Simultaneously.
Simultaneously, you have to know how to balance both of those lives. You understand me? You have to be able to know when to turn one on and turn the next one off, or when to turn one off and turn the next one on. A lot of times people get caught up into the reality that they create for themselves. So now they believe in Santa Claus at a grown age. You understand me? So this is what happens to a lot of artists is they get trapped into their own they get trapped into a world that they created, and they forget about the world that they actually live in. So you have to know how to balance that, balance the two.
Like balancing Money Mayweather versus Floyd. You
Well, exactly.
know what I'm
Versus
saying?
Pretty Boy Floyd, because there's three different Floyds. I mean, and
Facts.
I'll say,
That was Paul.
Money May was the smarter fighter. Pretty Boy was the better fighter. Money May became the defensive legend. Pretty Boy was a defensive legend, but he was also one of the greatest boxers. Well, both of them was the greatest boxer. But I think I think once he left the Pretty Boy moniker and went to the Money Man moniker, it kind of distorted his reality too.
And that's why I brought it up. But bigger than that, I think that Money Mayweather is the greatest version of Floyd because he really showed you that as a boxer, you don't have to get hit to get a payday.
That's what I just
You know
showed.
what I'm
That's what I just
saying?
said. That's what I was just
And
saying. It's like Money May was the smart fighter, but I think Floyd, Pretty Boy, was the more like if okay, if he was giving you remember when he was going through this money wave phase, a lot of people like, oh, he don't knock nobody out, this, that, and the third. If they would have got that during the Pretty Boy, like he had control of his career when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, he would have been way bigger than he is. He would have been larger than life, even though he still is larger than life. You understand me? But I think he found a way, like, yo, I'm not gonna go out this game not having this. You understand me? A lot of boxers, when they leave the game, they become slow. This I mean, son. So I mean, the hits to the head. I mean,
Yeah.
son.
I
They're not the
I
same
think
person no more. And he knew how to
that
protect himself.
that's what gave him a longer career when his hands, because he has notoriously small hands, and his hands get hurt easily. And so when his hands and the punching power went away, he still had the sting. That's when the speed, the fact that he can box going forward, going backwards, you know what I'm saying, and his boxing IQ and intelligence got put on full display, and his flamboyancy in the ring, because he made it be an art watching Floyd duck and slip shots. You understand? And it's like you watch a whole fight of that, and he just pop shotting them, catch like three little shots, and then move again. And the only reason people watch Floyd because they wanted Floyd to lose. You know what I'm saying? And that was the beauty of Floyd Mayweather. The
That's
dude,
the money Mayweather.
yeah,
People
the
wasn't
dude.
doing. People wasn't watching Pretty Boy to watch Pretty Boy lose.
Nah, they wanted him to win because he was pretty
Exactly.
boy, because of that story in the background. But then when he saw that there was money behind being the villain, he gladly became the villain.
Not only that, he had to take control of his career. He had to leave Bob Arum because Bob Arum used to have him in the back. You understand me? Bob Arum used to focus solely on fucking Oscar De La Hoya. He was the golden boy, right? So Ford wasn't getting the fights that he really wanted. He wasn't getting to putting himself in a position where he wanted to be. So he had to leave and create his own shit. And he did that. Now, I mean, you got to tip your hat off to that guy.
Yo, more than that though, I think that when Floyd got smart in picking his fights, he changed the game with how you pick fights, because Floyd was very good at selling fights. You know what I'm saying? Where a fight that, if you really thought about it, you knew Floyd would win, that you'd actually go thinking that there was a shot. Like thinking back when I saw Floyd fight Ricky Hatton, even with Ricky's splendid record, Ricky was a baller. I mean, a brawler. There's no way you're gonna beat a superb boxer like Mayweather, and he got a knockout. You know what I'm saying? And he made it look easy. The next fight that should solidify Floyd, it should have solidified Floyd's career, was when he fought what's her name, man? Mexican dude, man, his name Canelo.
Canelo.
When he fought young Canelo with all of that so-called power, and Floyd, I think, went up to 54 to do that. He made it look like easy work when he was an old man. My hat sore. I showed my boy head. Hat
Yeah,
sore, bro.
that guy
Yeah,
legendary, bro.
that was amazing. So I was behind the walls watching that around Mexicans, and I'm there talking because that's the man. You heard? And I'm letting them know, like, yo, listen, man, there's no way this red and Mexican beating Floyd Mayweather. There's levels, bro. Like, y'all gotta respect levels. You know what I'm saying?
I think
And yeah,
a lot of people don't understand that and they don't respect that. Like levels, it's levels, and Floyd is on he's always been on a different level. I think from when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, he was on a different level. He just didn't get his chance.
yo, was it me and you watching that fight when he fought on
De La
Zab?
Hoya. We watched the De La Hoya fight at your crib.
Or what? I thought we also watched the Zab fight. We, I think we was around watching the Zab
Nah,
fight.
I was locked up when he fought Zab.
Trying to remember when I saw that Zab fight. I was home. Who I was watching that with. But yo, that Zab fight showed me that Mayweather was different. To me, in my humble opinion, Zab was always faster than him, right?
Zab
And
Zab Zab should
in
have had
both
that fight.
opinions. Thank you.
He should have had that fight, but Zab's not disciplined.
And the biggest thing is Zab couldn't make adjustments.
That's
Floyd
what I'm
make
saying.
adjustments.
He allowed Mayweather to talk about his game too.
Throw him
He
off.
made, he allowed Mayweather to talk to dictate the fight. So once Mayweather started talking to him and dictate the whole fight, it's like, all right, this nigga started forgetting everything his pops told him to go out there and do and shit, and started doing everything the opposite, and that's how he lost.
Yeah.
But he was supposed to beat Floyd. To be honest with you,
Yo, bro, I think he was beating Floyd on the scorecards. I remember the fight.
Pro-
It's when they jumped into the ring, the whole thing changed up, man. And that's why they took that off of his record. That's why they took it off his record to begin with and shit. But yeah, um, on a different level, bro. You know, since you brought up boxing, family, what you think about this dude, Shakur Stevenson?
I don't think too much of him.
Right? But yo, he beat my son though. He beat Diafino. He beat Lopez. And he
Lopez
took
is
the belts.
Lopez is alright, but he's unhinged. I never looked at Teofimo as any. I think he's just overhyped. There was nobody in Teofimo way. He's overhyped.
Son, he fought the Matrix though. He fought the Matrix. He had fought high tech whatever Lonapencho or whatever his damn name is. You know what I'm saying?
Lomachenko.
Lomachenko.
He won.
He had beat Mo. Yeah, he beat Loma and took the belts, bro. You
Okay,
forgot.
then Lomachenko's another overhyped player to me, fighter to me.
I said that from the get go, but since he was, he was up there in the rankings at the time, add the belts.
I
I'm like,
mean,
yo,
sometimes
Lopez look
sometimes you
impressive.
get up there when you didn't fight nobody. Do you think? Okay, since you asked me about him, do you think he could beat Tank?
That's the fight I want to see. That's the first thing I'm gonna say. But it depends on what Tank going to ring. I tell you the truth. I
Tank is
say,
another. Tank is another person that falls into what we were speaking about earlier when we talk about reality versus the perception and shit.
yeah, bro, and it's hurting his career, bro. You know what I mean? Going that level of talent. And I don't even think it has been fully showcased yet. The
I think he,
talent that he got.
I think he's going down the Adrian Bronner route.
Facto, gone. But you see the fact that AB is getting retribution, that's going to spiral him down even more because he's going to think that there's an out. You know what I'm saying? That he can now translate that fame from boxing into the streaming world because he's seeing AB do it and he know his fandom already. And you know what's crazy about right now? Right now it's proven that all the bullshit that people was talking about Ryan Garcia was hate. Because Ryan Garcia showed these dudes from the get-go that the streaming thing was gonna keep you relevant when boxing stopped. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And he was doing it from early.
He
Nobody
was
wanted
kind
to
of
be told.
he was kind of ahead of his game too, but people took him as a joke because he started becoming like a character of himself too. And I think he felt he had to become a character to start selling fights. So I
Because
think
nobody
that's why he became a character of himself.
he
He
had
think he had
to,
to,
because he had Oscar. And so when you stand next to Oscar, you gotta try to be bigger because he's gonna shrink you. Because that's Oscar.
yeah, but
Then
I think
the
when he was
Spanish
following
kid.
Oscar, my bad. I think when he was following Oscar blueprint, he was more taken seriously.
Yeah, I think the nothing but what I've seen is that the thing with Ryan Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya, it comes from seeing him have beef with your idol. So if I idolize Canelo, Canelo got beef with you, what you think is gonna happen? And now that you see that rub off. I don't want to be Oscar. I want to be me. But that's getting cleaned up because now he takes some boxing seriously because he got a belt. You know what I'm saying? He got a belt, and whatever he was doing, it looked like he stopped doing it or he's controlling it right now. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, hats off to the kid. I want to see him fight too. I want to see him fight on Devin Haney again. Devin Haney's running. Devin Haney, if you get knocked down 4 times, I think like 3 to 4 times in a fight, and regardless if this dude took whatever things you say he took,
I don't buy it.
I want a rematch, bro.
I don't buy it.
Me neither, but I'm
He
just
lost. He
saying.
lost. He lost fans. I seen that fight with my eyes.
Me
I
too.
seen that fight. He lost, bro. He got
It was
exposed.
like
That's just it.
4 times you hit the canvas, bro. I
Yeah.
watched it. I watched it. That boy warned you. That boy hurt you. Your knees was buckling.
It's like what Crawford did to Spence. We still didn't
Yo,
see
homie.
Spence since.
Yo, homie. Yo, son. That was worse. Nah, son. What Crawford did with Spence was like, yo, son, that was like, yo, son, yo, meet me in the bathroom.
You know what? You know what Crawford did to Spence? Crawford did to Spence what Boy did to Martin in that episode.
Finished him. Yo, son, like, it was so hard to watch. Yo, nigga, let me tell you something. It took like years for me to rewatch that fight because
Oh,
I
you
was
was a
so
Spence.
hurt.
You was a Spence fan. I remember you was a Spence. Yeah, you was in the
Hurt.
Spence wave. I remember
I
that
was
shit.
hurt, son. I was like, yo, son, like, not like this. This nigga, yo, son, it's just like, yo, son, like, stop the fight, dog. Like, yo, this is over, son.
He showed him that it was like what we just said earlier on. Going back to what we
Levels,
said,
bro.
levels.
Yo, to the niggas that say that, and I'm not gonna disrespect Floyd, but yo, I'm gonna tell you the truth, son. Yo, I think this nigga Floyd in his prime and this nigga in his prime. Yeah, I think this nigga got Floyd, son, because he a switch hitter. I would have loved to see a fight, but I think he'd have got him, son. Crawford would
I
have
mean,
got him
that's remained to be seen. But I seen an interview where he said he thinks Floyd's still a man.
defensively, but son, I would love to see if Floyd could avoid the power in both hands, bro.
Would you do you
The
think?
skill level.
Okay, let me show you something. I'm going back to what we were saying earlier on. I think Pretty Boy would have took that fight. I don't think Money May would have took that fight.
Because I definitely agree because like Pretty Boy had more of the offense to keep Son off of him. I think eventually Crawford would get Money Mayweather because he can't keep
Right.
him off of it. He gonna smile and go, yeah, I
The pop
you
the
put
pop the
me.
pop the pop shots ain't gonna work with him.
Nah, that nigga's gonna come in, bro, and he's gonna test your power, and you gonna have to feel that. You gonna have to feel because I seen him take some punches, bro. Like I seen him take some hits, and I was shocked. Like, yo, you got a chin like that? And he kept coming. And when it matched up, I said, yo, you know what? I want to see because I saw, yo, this is what made me question the Spence fight though. When I saw him fight, what's his name? What's his man name again? Um, he just keep coming. Um, damn, son.
Who
What's his name?
not damn. I know who you talking about, man. Porter.
Huh?
Porter. Porter.
Porter. Facts. Son, they both fought Porter. Son, I watched Spence go to war with Porter. And I saw what this nigga did to Porter, dog. I said, yo, this is gonna be a close fight.
Yeah, he treated Porter different.
Son,
What he did to Porter was unfair. It was criminal.
his father saved him, trust me.
Facts. Facts.
before the safety. Because that boy didn't want to hurt Porter. That's his man, man. You know, I really believe that that was his man because he made it go longer than I thought it was going to go. But he made it go, I think it was like the sixth round
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or 10th round or something. And son told him he was losing. He was like, oh, work. It was over. I was like, damn, yo, this nigga Crawford is different. Different.
Different,
I
different.
would, yo, sir, I would definitely pay to see that fight. It would never happen, but yeah, that fight with him and Mayweather, phew, probably in the video game, yeah. Yeah, so that's a
That that
crazy,
that
that's a
fight right
crazy
there.
game.
That fight right there will be one for the ages.
I think any two of them, if it's money or even Pretty Boy, it's a fight
Yeah,
of the ages.
both of them will be fights for the ages.
Amazing.
We talk about Floyd here, man. Talking about Floyd here, man. That nigga was no joke, bro.
Yo, you know what I wanted to see? I wanted to see Mike without the trainer dying up until like 9-9. I
Up
would have
until
wanted to
what?
see that. Without Customato dying. I wanted to see what Mike would have been.
What he would have turned into.
Yeah. Yo, he's still amazing. I think Mike in show business has overcame so many obstacles, bro. You know what I'm saying? That yo, son, to be not crazy after losing so much money, dog. You know how many times Mike been robbed, son?
It's not even about losing money. It's about almost losing yourself and your career.
I'm telling you, son.
Being charged for something you said you was innocent for. You understand me?
And that's over and over again.
So for him to even be the guy that he is today, and for the people to love him the way the people loving on him in today's era, and I think people realize that Mike Tyson never raped that girl because that's not really brought up like that.
Hmm.
They don't use that against him.
They realized that yo, he was a young innocent kid that lost his guy. Yo, son, when I bought up custom model, son, he lost his protector. That's the man that was making him into a man. You know what I'm saying? And
The only
so
person he'll listen to.
and so what you had left was the monster. But the monster was naive and he just wanted love. And so the first person to really hurt Mike's son was Robin Gibbons. She did it on live television, son, with
Hmm.
Oprah. And he was like, Robin. Hey, yo, I remember that. I was like, damn,
I
they
don't think it
got
was
him.
Oprah. I think it was the other white lady, man.
Swear it was Oprah, son.
No, Barbara Walters, 2020
Whoever it
lady.
was. Yeah, I think it
Yeah,
was 2020. He said, and she's just holding her. She's, no. And I'm like, yo, they did this to Mike. Mike had to sit there. Like,
that
he
was
ain't
the
gonna have it.
begin. That was the beginning of the smear campaign.
And yo, son, you could see that he wasn't a monster. You know why? Because these are the things that turned him into a monster. He wasn't. You know why? Because he didn't get up and go, ah. He
You
sat there like,
actually, you actually genuinely seen him hurt,
basically, like
and
that little boy, like, I
I
thought
think
this
that
was
was the
real.
first. I think that was the first time the world seen a chink in his armor.
And they got him.
Yeah,
Like, yo, he's stupid for the girls. Stupid for the girls. Stupid for the girls. Got him. And they sent that girl. Like, come on, that was like, I ain't even gonna bring up that shit because I ain't gonna bring it up. But that was a
but,
crazy
but
guy.
yeah, they sent the but like let me show you something. When you said I wanted to see Mike, if if Customado didn't die, I think he could have still achieved his greatness without Customado. I think what happened is once Teddy Atlas and them got out his corner, that's when things went haywire for him.
I think Teddy was good, but what happened is that the whole the glue was Customato.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He was the glue. Because he
Okay.
kept Teddy off Mike and he made Teddy listen to Mike. And Mike listened to Teddy when they didn't really have that relationship. 'Cause
Yeah, but I think what happened with Teddy and Mike was not Teddy's fault. It was all due to Mike disrespecting Teddy little niece.
mhm,
Know what I mean? And as a man, you're gonna protect yours. So
they got
Teddy wasn't wrong for that.
he's Italian, but you know at the end of the day is the point is that nigga was the glue, son, and
Yeah,
without the
that's the point.
glue, it all
You
fell
seen
apart.
it.
I wouldn't say fell
You
apart.
seen
More
everything
sparks
crumble.
came in because with the connections that this dude had, son, he would have kept Don King out. And
Or Don
you know
King
what
would
I'm
have never
saying?
got close to him.
Because he remember what happened with Ali. You know what I'm saying? So, and remember, Son and Ali was mad close. You know what I
Facts.
mean? Son of Ali was
Yeah, man.
mad close, so you would have never made him get close to Mike. They was happy when Son died. He was like, yeah, the mob, everybody was happy. Because now they could just get in Mike pockets. You know how much
Facts.
dudes was in this nigga pockets, my nigga? Come on. You gotta think about it. This is organized crime, son. Like, Mike is one of them, son. Mike survived the era before cameras was around. You know what I'm saying? You think you could walk around with millions without the mob allowing it at that time? Man, listen. So, yo, I big up right now. Biggie, I mean, I said Biggie. Diddy's smear campaign is happening. Yo, I think the greatest comeback story in history will be told if this man that I think that they try to thoroughly destroy and humble comes back and can look in the public's eye and not hide and flip this around. You know what I'm saying? And yo, the person that I think can make it happen is the same person I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And because eh, that's Diddy. You know what I'm saying? That's Diddy. If you know what the quality it is in a Diddy, I'm talking about business wise, marketing wise, uh, pizzazz style, whatever. Irregardless of all of these things, if he can stand in front of a camera and talk and take the laughter and everything else, and even laugh at himself, it would be the greatest comeback in
I think he
history.
would do. I think he'll do that, and I think Diddy is that brave enough to do that. I think Diddy's that brave enough. Diddy's not going out without a fight.
And, yo, you know what's crazy? Because that's what Mike did. Mike had to be brave. Your son. You see how Mike jumped into comedy? The Mike comeback story is amazing, son. Mike Tyson's comeback story is amazing.
It don't be. It's not talked about enough.
Remember when he did that one man comedy show?
Even that shit, and then, yeah, when he was talking, and even when he went to the movie, when he went to, I think one of those Pineapple Express or some shit like that.
One of those, and he did one of the biggest, what's it called, Wake Up, or I
Yeah,
forgot what
well,
it's called.
get some shit. Yes, I know what you talk about, man. But before we get out of here, man.
Bro,
Before we get out of here, man, this is episode 1. We just needed to see what we doing and shit, man. Know what I mean, we be more organized from here on out. Know what I mean,
man, for all the
like,
people that came through, pick up your damn selves, yo.
I
Me,
mean, this first episode is called Test Run, and that's exactly what it is.
yo, the test run over shop of a place. Yo, listen. The two likes right there. I thank y'all for it. Yo, we're gonna just keep coming. It's consistency over time. I'm over here.
Facts. I mean, what's the name of this podcast? We out.
What's the name of this podcast? What's the name of this podcast?
What's the name? We out, bro. Say that.